Today I want to walk you through how one single word can change the way the world reads the Bible. As I discussed in a previous video, the term Gentile did not come from the languages of Scripture. It didn't come from Hebrew or Greek or Aramaic. It actually came from Latin. When Jerome translated the Bible into Latin in the 4th century, he used the word Gentiles. But here's what's fascinating. In Jerome's day, Gentiles did not mean non-Israelite. It meant of the same clan, family, or tribe. The root of that word in Latin is gens, meaning a family or lineage. And from that is where we actually get the modern word gene. So originally, the idea of Gentiles was completely consistent with the Hebrew and Greek words for nations or peoples. It referred to a group of people, never an individual, and it never carried an ethnic, racial, or religious meaning. But over the centuries, as language evolved, the word got reinterpreted. And during the Middle English period, around the 14th century, the G in Gentile, which was previously an adjective, the G was capitalized, and the meaning shifted because it went from being an adjective of the same family, tribe, or clan to a noun that now meant a person who is not Jewish or a non-Israelite. And that shift changed everything. Because once you insert that idea into Scripture, the whole world gets divided into two categories now, Israel and Gentiles. And from that division came replacement theology, the belief that either the church replaced Israel or people outside the family group of Israel cannot be in covenant with Yahuwah. But Scripture doesn't teach that. Yahuwah never divided people in that way, and his covenant was never taught in that way. The Hebrew word goyi simply means nation. The Greek word ethnos also means nation. Those are the two words that are most commonly translated as Gentile in our English translations today. But none of those words in Hebrew or Greek ever carried the label Gentile the way we use it today. I discuss many of these examples on episode 42 on the Promise Perspective podcast to really drive that point home. And if you really want to test what I'm saying, I encourage you to listen to that episode in its entirety. And so what began as a neutral word meaning tribe, family, people, or nation, which was applied to both Israel and nations that were not Israel, what began as a neutral word became a label of separation, one that people used to draw lines where Yahuwah never drew them. And the bias in the English translations reveal that anytime the word goyi or goyim, plural, is used to describe judgment or coming judgment, the word is translated as Gentiles or heathen. But when that same Hebrew word is used to talk about nations in general, including the nation of Israel, it's translated appropriately to mean people or nation. And it's only when we return to the original language that we can restore not only the integrity of the text, but truth in general. That's the beauty of returning to the roots, because when we do, we see how big the Father's plan of redemption truly is. Some of us may be natural branches, some of us may be wild branches, but through Messiah, the true vine, we're given the opportunity to enter into a new covenant and to partake in the root and fatness of the olive tree, which is Yahushua now.